Impact. 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 In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your boy, Jamichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves
and apply to their communities.
Let's go.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yes, sir.
B.
What up, though?
How was your week, man?
Yo, my week was good, man. Every day above ground is always a good day.
Come on.
And this week, man, I just been working, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got to pay these bills. Got to stack this bread. Got to invest it back into the podcast. Got to invest it back into myself.
Yes.
You understand? So, yeah, man, I'm always working.
Ooh, hold on, B, though. You said something.
What up?
You said invest it back into yourself.
Invest it back into myself.
What you mean? What you mean?
So, with the money that I make from my job, right?
Uh-huh.
It helps me to pay my gym membership.
Okay.
Which I've been getting it in the gym lately, you understand? I got to invest in my body, right? I also use it to buy books at Barnes & Noble, which has become one of my favorite stores now. I stay in Barnes & Noble.
Hey, you put me on. I'm not going to lie to you.
Right?
You put me on.
I stay in Barnes & Noble now. I stay reading. I stay buying books.
That's good.
So I got to keep investing not only in my body, but in my mind when it comes to literature. And then also, I start to invest in a few online courses here and there to learn certain things about ways that I can improve myself, put it that way.
Right. Wow, that's very good. I think you just dropped some gems on us, or better yet, some keys on us, because I like that. I think that's really good. You said invest into yourself.
Yeah.
I can't be mad at that one, man. Teach the people that. I think that's something that we're not really taught that in school.
No, not at all.
That's not something they really say. Invest into yourself.
Right.
So.
And you know why?
Why?
I know we've mentioned this in the previous episode, but for those of you guys who are just now tuning in, first and foremost, I want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would like to say they don't teach us that in school because we're taught to be employees. We go to school 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, having the weekends off to prepare us for the work week when we get old enough to have a job. So that's pretty much what school teaches us, other than, of course, certain basic things here and there.
Yeah.
Basic math, reading, writing.
Yeah.
The important stuff. But in addition to that, we are conditioned and trained to be employees.
Wait, hold on. You telling me that geometry that I learned in, what was it, maybe like 10th grade? I ain't about to use that now?
What? Maybe not you per se, but I'm sure somebody out there is using it. Just maybe a small few. But still, to that point, I would say, man, why is it that all of us were forced to learn those type of subjects in class when the majority of us are not using it? Maybe only a small amount of the people who took that subject in school are actually using it now. Makes
you think. Because we sure was in there.
Yeah.
And I sure had to take extra classes because I ain't even passed it the first time.
Who you telling, man? Listen, I didn't pass algebra. I think it was in the 10th grade. I didn't pass it the first time around, but the second time I aced it for whatever reason. I don't know if it was the teacher, because I definitely had two different teachers. But the second time I aced it, and my teacher was like, "What are you doing in this class?" I don't know. Because I definitely wasn't really, I don't know if I was paying attention. I don't know. It was 10th grade. Like, I don't even remember it like that. That was so long ago.
That was back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Good times, though. Good times.
But hey, it reminds me of a meme that I saw.
What was that?
I saw this meme on Instagram one time, and it was a picture of a bunch of animals, right? Maybe an elephant, a monkey, a goldfish in a bowl, and some other animals. And there was a teacher behind the desk. And the teacher behind the desk was trying to get those animals to climb a tree. And I forget what exactly the caption said, but it was something along the lines of, if you judge everybody's inability to climb a tree. I really wish I had pulled this up, but I just thought about it. But it was pretty much just saying not everybody can learn or perform the same task the exact same way. Think about it. Out of all the animals that I mentioned, at least I know a monkey was in that picture.
Yeah.
You
said a fish.
An elephant and a goldfish in a bowl, right? Can a goldfish climb a tree?
That's what I know of.
Can an elephant climb a tree?
Nah.
Can a monkey climb the tree?
For sure.
So out of all those animals, the monkey's going to be the one to ace that test. But what about the elephant and the goldfish?
That's not their environment.
Just because they can't climb the tree, does that mean that they're any less than the monkey?
No, not at all.
That's my point. And I think that was the point of the meme. We all learn different. We all perform different. You can't put us all in the same type of environment and expect us to learn the exact same thing and perform the exact same way. And I think that that's one thing that school does to us.
That's a very, intricate way to look at stuff. That made me really think and whoa, like let's say you got people that don't do well in school and then they categorize these people they're not going to be as good as this, or because they have I read this crazy statistical thing that was if certain kids perform a certain way in elementary school, they can already basically say hey, these people are bound to be in jail in a certain by a certain age or something. And maybe that's just not their environment they even need to be in to be the best themselves.
Right.
So that is a very good one. Wow. It makes me think.
And that's the goal of memes like that. And that's why I can appreciate certain things like that I see on the internet.
Wow.
Last week we had an episode talking about content.
Yeah.
Now that particular meme is definitely content that makes you think.
Yeah.
Like you said, it might not have been the type of person's environment to be able to excel in.
No, that's very true. Wow.
But it doesn't mean that they're any less than that person who was able to really excel in that environment or, be the best at what it is that that they're able to do.
Yeah. So I guess to everyone that's listening out here, maybe you're in school right now. Maybe you feel it's just not working out for you. Don't beat yourself up. That doesn't mean that you're not good. You're not you don't have worth, or because I used to think about when I was in school and I would fail. You were so looked down upon because they used to rank you, where you were ranked in school. And if you were ranked towards the end of the last, you would just feel less than yourself.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily true. You still have something valuable to give. Let me tell y'all something. Whoever's listening to this, whoever's watching this, you have something valuable to give and you have something great inside of you. So don't ever let a school system that someone else has put into play make you think that you're not.
That's a fact, man.
Wow.
That is a definite fact. That's a key right there.
Nah, facts. Thank you for bringing that up, B. That was a good one.
You're welcome.
For real, man.
I mean, it's definitely something to get people to think.
It makes you. That's exactly what it makes you do.
Yep.
Think.
So speaking of thinking, man, how was your week? I know we pretty much got into that topic and it was a little heavy. I didn't expect to say
I
that.
didn't expect that one either, B.
I didn't expect to say that. It literally just came to mind.
That was a good one though, man.
Yeah.
Those be the best ones.
For real. How was your week, brother?
Man. So this week was good. Of course, we still working. Like I said, last week I stopped doing the landscaping thing. I kind of just I'm easing my way out of it now. And from the transition that I've been making, so I stopped one business and now the opportunity to just go into something different has opened up. I'm not going to get too much into it because I want to get to a point where the ink dries.
Right.
I don't want to say something too soon, but I can say that ownership is in the future.
Hey, let's go.
And it's kind of cool, B, because I used to always tell myself, I'm going to own this particular thing. I used to always say it before I was ever even in the conversation or ever even in the atmosphere of it. I would just say, yo, I'm going to own this. I'm going to be the owner of this. So I don't know. This is something that's potentially could happen. And, it's almost like a dream come true. It's kind of weird when you can speak stuff and it actually happens. So, but we'll see. Other than that, the week was great. A lot of positives, some negatives. But, hey, overall, I managed to look at the glass half full, not half empty.
There you go. There you go.
I had to throw that one in there, man. That's a key, y'all. I'm telling you.
That's a definite key.
That's a key.
Keys open doors, brother.
I'm telling you.
Yo,
Keys open doors.
Okay. Listen, I know you say you don't want to, really talk about it any further because you don't want to speak on it till the ink dries.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have faith, man. Everything is going to work out.
Man, thank you. I really do hope so. It's really big. I'm excited. It most definitely has changed my view of keeping hope because I can tell you a lot of times I wanted to give up or not necessarily even give up, just wanted to pursue something else because I felt like nothing was happening. But one thing I realized this week is that it's almost like planting. If you've ever planted anything, sometimes there's a lot of growth underneath the ground that you don't see.
Right.
And I feel like that's exactly what was happening in my situation. There was a lot of growth underneath the ground, and it just needed to be watered, which was me day to day doing what I need to do. And eventually something sprouted. And once you see it sprout, you know, oh, snap, this is real. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of happened this week. I seen a little sprout. So it just kind of rejuvenated me, let me know that, okay, my efforts have not been in vain. So
there you go.
Man, I just, you know, I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you, man.
Definitely excited for you.
Thank you.
Hey, are you looking for all natural homemade products for skincare? Well, look no further. Head on over to Etsy.com and check out our friends Divine Temple LLC, which is an all-natural homemade skincare line that targets normal to dry skin, including eczema and psoriasis, to enhance moisture and softness. Products include body butters, lip balms and gloss, lotion bars, sugar and lip scrubs, bath bombs, aromatherapy bath soaks, and more. So head on over to Etsy.com and search Divine Temple LLC, one word, and use code RIPOD for 10% off your entire order for the month of October. And let them know that the fellas over at Residual Impact Podcast sent you.
But I did see something, a little story that I thought was worth sharing this week that I wanted to share with y'all. It was a very interesting story from a popular YouTuber named Brandon Richard. He had a very unique story. He lives in California, and he said that him and his young lady he met through Instagram. He slid in the DMs,
Yeah.
and he was like they got off to a great start. She seemed cool. He seemed cool. They were vibing and whatnot. I'm guessing the young lady, I don't know her name, but she was a very popular influencer. And he was like, you know, they just started talking and they hit it off. And then one day they was like, you know, let's meet up. Let's go have some drinks or whatnot. And she was like, you know what? You know, I got all that. She was like, just come over to my place, actually. And she was like, I got the drinks, you know, the pharmaceuticals, for lack of better words.
The herbal essence.
She was like, yeah, I got all that. Don't even worry about that. So, you know, in his mind, he's like, hey, this is different, you know, okay, bet. So I come over, and then, so, you know, they had like a little lunch or whatever. He said instantly when he got over there, you know, you notice when the vibe is good.
Of course.
You know, you could tell when a young lady's feeling you feeling her.
Yeah,
so he said the vibe was great.
Yeah.
He got to a point where they were chilling. The night kind of progressed. They had a little drink in the system. You know, so you starting to feel a little great. And he said they proceeded to the couch, chilling. Everything was fine. Start kissing and everything. And, you know, it started to take to another level. And then at one point during all that, while it was happening, she stopped him and said, how much are you going to spend? What? Now,
what?
Yes, that's my reaction exactly. She asked him, how much are you going to spend? He was like, he said, he was still he was off some Hennessy, so he was like kind of laughing it off, playing it off, and he continued on. And then she noticed that she kind of like got a little serious. She was like, no, I'm serious. Like, how much you gonna spend? She was like, I don't get with anybody for free. They have to pay for me, essentially. They have to pay to experience me.
You stupid.
For lack of better words. And once again, like I said, he didn't really understand because this was not stated prior. They were talking as if, you know, like you were just trying to get with somebody, like you were just getting to know somebody. And she was like, no, everybody I've ever been with has paid. She was like, I was actually with the famous rapper, and he actually paid $10,000 to experience me. And he was baffled at that point, and
So am I.
He said no. He told her straight up no, like, I'm not paying you for this. This is not what we talking about. And then it kind of clicked with him. He was like, hold on. She had drinks, she had the pharmaceuticals, she had everything set out for the mood.
Yeah.
And she said, look around this place. How do you think I afforded this apartment? How do you think I got all these nice clothes? Why do you think my body looks like?
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I do this so that this is how it pays for it. Now, he went on to say, apparently, when you have this whole influencer thing, you know, as you know, when you get on IG, you see a bunch of beautiful women. They're very dressed up. They have all these perceptions, these pictures. But apparently, the way they uphold this lifestyle is through paying for things. In your opinion, B, what do you take on this? Especially being a single man out here, you know, eventually you're going to pursue a young lady. You might meet her on Instagram. Who knows? But what do you think about this? Or my young brothers and sisters that are in that same boat, what do you think about this as far as these young ladies and how they're pursuing their lifestyle?
Well, if there's one thing I learned while I was in college, it actually wasn't from a class, but it was from a friend of mine who I went to high school with. We also ended up going to the same college, and we used to work together. So she taught me one day I think it was on the way home from school, because we used to carpool together. She was like, no matter what, guys are always paying to experience women, right? Like you said, to put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm going to start using that, by the way, outside of the podcast. Let me no, I'm not going to say how I'm going to use it. It just sounds wrong. It's not embedded in my head. Put it that way. But she said, no matter what, guys always pay to experience women. Think about it. We take a woman out on a date, especially first date. They always expect us to pay. Yeah. Right? Especially if we invite them out, we should pay. Maybe second date, same thing. We're paying. Eventually, if we don't get to experience them until like we become official, so be it. If we become official, we're still probably going to end up having to pay for certain things. Even if we get to experience her before we become exclusive, right? A guy is still going to have some way, somehow, some shape, some form, some fashion. He's got to pay for it. Now, I've never known anybody to really just pay like upfront like that, to be like, yo, like if you want to experience me, you got to pay. You just got to fork up the cash. You know what I'm saying? I've never been in that situation myself. And I don't know anybody else who's ever been in that situation. But it sounds much better when we have to pay over time. And what I say by that is like, you know, pay for dates. Maybe, you know, when we become exclusive, like, hey, honey, maybe I'll pay to get your hair done, you know, just because I love you, whatever. Yeah. Pay to get your nails done, all that. Like, we're forking out money. And of course, if we go into marriage, I'll pay to build you a home. I'll pay to provide a certain lifestyle for you because you're my wife now. We're still paying because we are the providers and protectors. But it sounds much better in that aspect because that is our role. That is our job. Right. You know, and then in return, we get her role and her job, not just to experience her, because in essence, I mean, she's experiencing us too. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Put it this way. It's not like it's a one-way street in this instance. It's like, oh, well, if you want to experience me, you got to pay for me. I was like, okay, how about if I want to experience you, you experience me too? Like, this is an even exchange. Yeah. Why does it have to be about money? Anyway, that's besides the point. But it just kind of blows my mind. I wouldn't necessarily pay upfront. Like, that's, for lack of a better word, I mean, call it what it is. It's prostitution. It is. It is prostitution. And if a girl's going to hit me with that, I'm going to call it like I see it. Like, yo, I mean, that's what it is. And I'm not with it.
But see, that was the thing. When she said that to him, he started to sober up a little bit. And he realized, he was like, this is what you're doing. He was like, essentially, this is prostitution. But she didn't accept that. She was like, no, this is just what I do. Like, stop the cap. You have to pay me. She didn't acknowledge that that's what it was. Stop trying to sugarcoat it, girl. That's prostitution. And that was the problem. And literally when he denied it, he was like, yo, I've never paid for it and I won't do it. She kicked him out.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
She said, you gotta go.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
So apparently she had his whole service and he walked into the package. He had the package deal. He accepted the package deal and apparently that wasn't it. But yeah, she never accepted the fact that, hey, this is prostitution. She said, no, this is what I do. This is my package that I offer. You either pay or you don't. And I believe she was like, it started at no lower than $2,000. That was the minimum. That was going to be the minimum that he had to pay in order to. I'm speechless right now. I don't even know what to say. $2,000. Two bands. He was like the most. Smash? Hey, look. The most somebody ever paid, she's like a rapper, gave her $10,000. So look, I guess he set the bar crazy high.
Bro, I don't care. No box is worth 10 bands. Especially if I'm just meeting you. No box is worth 10 bands. Come on. The only 10 bands I'm going to spend on you is if we're a committed relationship. I'm buying you a ring. Yeah. And we're going to have a wedding. Like, I'll spend that 10 bands to, you know, experience that with you. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, to build a life with you. Yep. I'm not spending 10 bands just to smash. Who does? I'm not even gonna ask who does that because clearly in this case a rapper did it.
Yeah.
But maybe to that specific rapper, 10 bands to him might have been like $10 to us. I don't know. I don't know who the rapper was. I don't know who this IG model is. Either way, I'm not paying nobody up front to smash. I'm not.
That makes me think the moral of this story is you young single men out there, or women. I will say this. I heard this from a song. It's by SWV. It says, use your heart, not your eyes. And that just makes me think of whenever you're pursuing someone, don't just use your eyes. It has to be more than that, than just physical looks. Because these people have different agendas. And once you slide in their DMs, yeah, you may get somewhere, but find out more. Like, what are y'all really pursuing? Because otherwise, you know, you can be in this situation like my brother right here. And valuable lesson he learned. But
you want to hear something funny?
What's up?
It just reminded me of an experience that I had recently, right? So, a few of my friends and I, we have dating apps, right? We use dating apps just for fun. Mm-hmm. I don't take it seriously because you know me. I'm really on my purpose right now, right? Like, if something happened, you know, if I met, I guess, the love of my life on a dating app, which I highly doubt that's going to happen, then it is what it is.
Right.
But as of right now, my friends and I just look at it as like, yo, what's out there? Are we going to get a good laugh or not? Whatever. But I will say that I actually got somewhat of a good laugh, but I got to shake my head at this particular situation. Uh-huh. I'm going to read you this text message.
What'd it say?
I can't read it to you off my phone because clearly we're using it to record. However, I'm pulling it up on the Apple Watch. So I hit this young lady up because we were messaging each other back and forth on the app.
Okay.
So she gave me the number and was like, you know, I'm not really on the app much, whatever, just text me. So I texted her. So she hit me back after I said hello initially and stuff like that. Not even anything much more than a hello. She hits me back with a, to be honest, I know it's random, love, but can you do me a favor, love? Please, can you cash at me so I can make it to work, love? I'll come see you before I go to work and everything, LOL. Like, it doesn't matter. I just need to put gas in my car. Please, boo. If you're not that person, then say that and I'll just figure it out. Rolling eye emoji.
Bruh. Oh my God.
Right? Like, what?
Yo.
When I tell you dating in 2021 is trash.
Wow.
I don't even know you, but you going to ask me for money? And you talking about you going to come see me before work?
Wow.
Block?
Yeah, that's...
Unmatched. Come on.
Clearly, that's her game. You could tell that's a game.
Clearly.
And, but to some... Okay, I can say that because I've spotted that before, but there's some people out here that don't think like that, though. There's some people that might be like, oh, okay, no worries. I got you. Like, you gonna come see me? And you probably ain't gonna never hear from her again.
Stupid.
Or until, oh, man, my bad. I fell asleep or something like that. You just send me a couple more dollars, and then I'm gonna come out. And that's how you get into the whole game. Wow. She's definitely running game.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I showed that to a friend of mine, and my friend was just like, yo, that's really a thing? Because she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe women were out here running game on brothers like that.
Yeah.
She was like, that's really a thing? I'm like, yeah. So, I mean, we got to be careful. Like, well, when I say we, I'm talking to the rest of us single fellas because, like I said, just be happy, be grateful that you're married, you found your one.
Yeah.
I wish y'all nothing but the best.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us who got to deal with this stuff, come on, man. Y'all need to learn how to spot certain things like that early on. And I'm glad that this person, I don't even know who it was. It could have been a catfish for all I know. But I'm glad that this person revealed herself because it's just weird out here in these streets, bro.
You know what, B? It's funny. I'm married now, which I'm very grateful for. But
I'm grateful that you are married. I'm grateful for you. Put it that way, man.
Looking back, for me, I'm a nice guy. So I like to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. But I was kind of in that situation. Like, crazy, I use Cash App now. But I learned about Cash App because I actually helped out a young lady who, I guess she was running game. But she basically was, she was somebody who I knew. And she was a single mom. But one day she randomly hit me up. I saw her not too long ago, whatever, and this was back in the day. And she was like, you know, hey, my rent, like I only need like such and such dollars to finish paying my rent. I don't have enough. Now, mind you, I'm a nice guy, and I love to give people the benefit of the doubt. But, you know, I helped her out. She was like, yeah, can you just Cash App me? I didn't even know what that was. But I did it. I downloaded Cash App, gave her the Cash App, whatever. And then probably like maybe 4 or 5 months later, she hit me up again saying, "Hey, can you do another such and such? I need it for something else." What? At that point, I'm like, well, I don't really have no more money on me right now. I can't. And then she kind of got mad, and I said, "Whoa, this is a game. This is what happens." Like, because I'm like, I helped you out one time, but when I said no, it was like a resistance there. Yeah. And then for me, because it's like, so when you tell me that story, I see the game now. Because I went through something similar to that. Just I wasn't trying to date her. It's just I was helping out. Thought I was just helping out somebody who I was okay with, cool with.
We're sharing these stories just to let you guys know that the finesse is real in these streets. I don't know what it is with this day and age, but people's finesse game is on 100 right now. This story alone, man, with the young lady talking about how she had a rapper pay 10 bands for the box. Yeah. And then some young lady tried to finesse me not too long ago. Yeah. And then some lady tried to finesse you. Come on now. However long ago that was, it's just like, yo, what is going on? Yes. Like, is your life that, like, okay, I feel like the reason why these people continue to do it is because so many people are falling for it. Yeah. So many people are enabling this behavior. Yeah. Because think about it. If that rapper wasn't willing to pay 10 bands just to experience that young lady, would she keep asking people for 10 bands, maybe 5 bands, 2 bands, 3 bands, whatever? Would she continue to ask for thousands of dollars just to let somebody smash?
Of course not. This makes me think about a long time ago when I was in it was like a marketing thing or whatever. This guy said something very intricate to me after I left. And I thought to myself, I'm like, why would anybody do this? But he said to me, I'm going to say the clean version, but he said, people turn 18 every day, B. That's all he said to me. And when he said that, it clicked. That's why scams continue to go on. That's why people continue to they fall into these same things, because you have somebody else new every week that's turning a young age or whatever that hasn't experienced something that will fall for it.
Listen, fellas, protect yourselves.
Please.
Ladies, protect yourselves as well. But I would say in this case, with these examples, we're speaking directly to the fellas right now. A lot of these young women out here, I think, living a city girl life or whatever, they want to finesse the heck out of y'all. Be hip to the game. Yeah. Be wise to the game. Do not fall for none of their tactics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I have nothing else to say regarding that topic. Like, I can't believe that people out here literally trying to finesse like that.
They want that money. But yeah, man.
Yo, speaking of money.
What's up, B?
I want to touch on this subject that I think is magnificent.
What is it?
But a lot of people might not share the same opinion as me. So, you know the rapper Moneybagg Yo, right?
Yes, sir. I got time today.
I got time today.
B.
So, he's dating G Herbo's baby mama, Ari Fletcher, right?
Okay.
And Moneybagg and Ari have been together for a minute. Mm-hmm. And they're always buying each other lavish gifts. Like, I remember one time he gifted her a Rolls Royce. Yeah, I think he gifted her an expensive watch at one point, or she might have gifted him an expensive watch, but they're constantly gifting each other lavish things. Mm. And it's beautiful. I love to see. I love black love. You know what I'm saying? Too. Especially if it's genuine. I love black love. And I love to see two people who really care for each other go all out for each other. And if you have the funds to keep, going back and forth with the expensive gifts, if that's your thing, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? But recently, Moneybagg Yo just turned 30 years old. Happy belated birthday to him. Shout out to that brother.
Happy birthday.
And his girlfriend, Ari Fletcher, gifted him land for his birthday.
Ooh.
28.8 acres of land.
Do y'all know how much land that is? Dang.
For his birthday. The big dirty 30, whatever it is you want to call it. She gifted him 28.8 acres of land for his 30th birthday, yo.
That's beautiful.
That is definitely beautiful. And you had people making them trend on Twitter.
Now, why is this?
Let's just say that there were people who were happy for them, and there were people who were not liking the situation. Now, you had a whole bunch of people on Twitter congratulating Moneybagg Yo for receiving this gift from Ari. They were congratulating Ari for gifting this land to Moneybagg. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, you had a whole bunch of other people who were just like, he's not your husband. Why are you doing wifely things for a man who's not your husband. Or you're gifting him all of this land to build generational wealth when he can just up and leave you. That's not your husband. That's not your, like, forever. He hasn't committed to you in that way. Why are you doing this for him? So everything was split down the middle with people congratulating them on one hand and people just saying, like, that was the wrong move on the other hand.
I think there's one of those things where people can find a problem with anything, first off. No matter what it is, somebody can find a problem with it.
Right.
Because for me, looking at it, first and foremost, that's a very thoughtful gift. That's something where I think we need to see more of, especially within our community, because, dude, land is, they always say, God ain't making no more land. Like, you can't get no more of it. So why not give someone something that is so thoughtful? It can help somebody down the line. Like, I think of Steve Harvey, right? Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that he did. He bought some land, and he was like, he doesn't even visit the land anymore, but that land helps a camp for young black men and single mothers every year to mentor them, to help them with finances or whatever, right? And that just makes me think of, like, who knows what Moneybagg Yo could do with that land that could help out so many other people by just her doing that. So who knows the purpose behind that could be so much bigger than, girl, he not gonna be with you or he can leave you. Come on now, that's very short-sighted thinking.
That is absolutely correct, man, and I wholeheartedly believe that. Because people aren't looking at the bigger picture here. They're just looking at, what it could do for Ari. Yeah. If she wanted to gift him that land, that's her prerogative. That's her business. She can afford it. She did it. Yeah. I read online that the daytime talk show, The Real, had some mixed reviews on it as well. So,
what they say? The
hosts of The Real are Lonnie Love, right? Okay. Comedian Lonnie Love. Garcelle, please forgive me if I butcher her last name, but I think it's Bouvet or Bouvet. Fancy from the Jamie Foxx show. Like, that's how everybody knows her.
Okay,
Fancy.
Shout out to Fancy.
All right, bet. Adrian, I think her last name used to be by Lon. Adrian from 3LW, right? And Jeannie Mai, who just got married to Young Jeezy.
Shout out.
So the panel was pretty split on this topic. Adrian and Jeannie were pretty much all for Ari gifting the land to Moneybagg, but Garcelle and Lonnie Love were not really for it. Mm-hmm. Garcelle was also talking about how, they weren't married, so it could be a big issue. And I think her words were, don't quote me on this, but I think her words were something along the lines of, if somebody were to do that for me, I would feel obligated to stay with them long term, even if we broke up.
But why though?
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's also a thing where you don't know the full picture. Like, you don't even know if she has her own amount of land. You don't know their relationship. You don't really know. I mean, that's, like you said, they bought each other expensive gifts prior to this. Yeah. So, like you said, a Rolls Royce, the Rolls Royce I believe you're speaking of, I heard that's around, like, could be up to like $400,000. Yeah. So think about it. That land, I'm pretty sure she bought. I guarantee that land was less than probably $1 million that she probably got it for. Because when you have land like that that's undeveloped, they will give it to you for a fair price. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure, like, with all the gifts that she's been given, it has to equal, like, somewhere near that. A woman is not just gonna give you something if she doesn't feel like, hey, I've gotten more than this in return. Right. So, look.
So both Ari and Moneybagg commented on the Real's comments.
What they say.
And Ari said, y'all don't know the half of what he does for me mentally or financially. Oh, wow. She said, I've never felt so safe, loved, spoiled, and happy with a person. He loves me and my son so much. I'm sorry that you haven't experienced a love like this. Focus on getting your own land and your husband. Y'all mad at jewelry and cars, but generational wealth is taking it too far. People will always have something to say no matter what.
Come on now.
And here go Moneybagg talking about some love is love. Mind your business.
Keep it simple.
And he also said, not fancy, hating on my gift.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. Look, man, I'm all for that. I think that's an amazing gift. I hope truly that he does something amazing with that land.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And that they last. I wish them nothing but the best. That
nothing
sounds
but
like
the best, man.
A great relationship.
Yeah.
Like, I want some land.
I would love for a woman to give me land, especially in today's era where we have so many young women requesting Birkin bags from brothers.
Come on, brother.
First of all, you got to be exclusive. You got to be on a list to be able to get a real Birkin bag, unless you buying it secondhand.
Come on now.
But to get a brand new one, you got to be somebody.
Come on now.
And even be somebody enough to be put on the list. Like, they not just handing out Birkins to anybody.
Bro, I don't know the exact price point, but I remember hearing somebody say you're not gonna find a real Birkin bag less than like maybe $30,000, $20,000. It was like $20,000 and above or something like that.
Well, I heard they cost upwards of $100,000.
No, they can. But I could be wrong. See, more than that.
Either way, I mean, it's still a lot of money for a purse.
Come on, brother. And you mad at somebody for buying some land?
Yo, listen. I hope that whoever I get into a relationship with, when we're at the level to where we can afford gifts like this for each other, and that's our thing, we just do it and be happy for each other doing it, and anybody else looking from the outside in is genuinely happy as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm happy for these two.
Me too.
That's their relationship. That's what they want to do for each other. That's their business.
Yeah, it is.
And I love it for them, man.
Man, me too, man. Salute to them.
Salute to them, definitely.
Hey, need a getaway? Want a couples retreat? Have some extra PTO? Or how about maybe just a guys or a girls trip? Then head on over to our friends at the Bow Experience with an X, where they help new and experienced travelers make unforgettable memories. They also help plan events, and they help assist people who may be relocating to a different state. So if you're interested in some of the best travel agents you have ever had, then head on over to the Bow Experience with an X.com and tell them we sent you, and you'll get your first quote for free. Heard another interesting story this week, B. You know, this is all speculation. It's nothing that the ink has dried on it. But on Mike Tyson's podcast, a guy asked him, I guess it was a guest on there, he asked him, you know, hey, would you fight one of the Paul brothers? Uh-huh. And Mike Tyson said, sure, most definitely. I'll fight one of the Logan Paul brothers. They asked him how much. He said $100 million. That's how much he would fight him for if he did. And, you know, of course, you know, Logan Paul just fought Floyd Mayweather.
Right.
And that was a pretty hefty bag that, you know, they made. And it's just, I'm noticing the fighting game, of course, with these YouTubers, it's a very lucrative business.
$100 million.
$100 million for one fight. And, you know, Mike Tyson is one of the all-time greats. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people tune in. And I think, you know, Mike Tyson I think he's upwards of like 50 years old now. So I thought that was just a great topic, a great potential, something to get people thinking, you know, because I know I'll watch it if it did come out.
Yo, and the age gap is like,
oh, it's crazy.
Major.
I want to say Logan Paul is around, he may be a little younger than me. Logan Paul is not 30.
Wow.
Yeah, and, you know, Mike up there. So. And
Mike is an experienced fighter.
A very experienced and still in shape, too. Yeah.
I need to get on his workout plan because I gotta lose it. I gotta get on Mike Tyson's training plan, brother, because, man, I need to get in my fitness bag heavy. Like, I'll be in the gym. But I have not been training like how Mike's been training.
Man, he still got that dog in him, man.
Wow.
And it's crazy because he said he be talking about like how he doesn't like to get in that mindset no more because once he gets there, it's almost like a switch. Yeah. Once it's on, it's on. And he said he doesn't like that because it's almost like it's actually like a scary part of him that he doesn't want to reach into.
I believe it. It's like you get in that ring and then as soon as you hear that bell, it just clicks.
Ding, ding, ding.
It clicks and it's like, yo, attack mode.
Come on now, don't play with him.
That's conditional learning.
Iron Mike.
Sheesh.
Shout out to all the Mikes out there. I'm a fellow Mike. I want no problems with you, Mike. I'm on your side. Of
course you would say that, Mike.
But yeah, man, I just thought that was a cool story, man. A potential fight between Logan Paul and Mike Tyson. And who knows, man? Them brothers have made some amazing fights happen. So, hey, I do think that's a possibly potential.
I would definitely watch that if they decided to fight.
People will tune in for that.
Yeah, I'll tune into that one.
So, you know, just a cool story to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
You know.
Speaking of brothers fighting.
What's up?
The Millennium Tour.
Uh-huh.
Omarion, Bow Wow, Sammy, Yin Yang Twins, all of them, right? Pretty Ricky, Ashanti. They're on tour right now.
Uh-huh.
And this was something that was supposed to happen last year, but due to COVID, the tour was canceled, right? And I think this is the Millennium Tour 2 or whatever the title is called. But this is the second run of the tour. Mm-hmm. On the initial run, all 4 members of B2K were a part of that tour.
Yes. For
the second run, all members of B2K were supposed to return. But as most of you guys know who might be watching us or listening to us, y'all know what happened between Omarion and Little Fizz that caused the rest of the members of B2K to not be included in the Millennium Tour. For those of you who don't know, let's just say that Fizz was getting a little too close to Omarion's baby mama, April Jones. What? So April Jones is the mother of Omarion's 2 kids. And, of course, Little Fizz, well, he's no longer known as Little Fizz, but former B2K band member Fizz was getting it in with April. And, of course, Omarion and April are no longer together, but they grew up together. Omarion and Fizz grew up together. They were part of B2K. They made a lot of money together. They went on tours together. You know, they experienced a lot of things being celebrities together, right? And there was at one point where they might have had their drama when they were teenagers, but when they became adults, they considered each other brothers. So the whole thing between Fizz and Omarion's baby mama, April, caused a wedge. Like it drove a wedge between Omarion and Fizz. Yeah. So it got to the point to where Omarion was just like, you know what? Because of this little incident that you caused, you're off the tour. And without you, pretty much there is no B2K. I mean, like, I'm not just going to have the 3 of us up there because you were a part of a lot of the songs. So they're not coming on the tour with me either. What's going to happen is I'm going to replace y'all with Bow Wow. And then we're going to keep the same lineup. You know, everybody I mentioned earlier, plus Soulja Boy and whoever else.
Oh, Big Draco.
The first rapper to do everything.
Man, stop playing with me. What? I'm the first nigga to do all type of shit.
Come on now. I put some respect on his name.
First rapper to breathe.
Come on, man.
The first rapper to make it big on YouTube.
Come on now. Drake.
Drake.
Come on now. All right, but continue.
But yeah, definitely. Like the second tour is on, right? The Millennium Tour was just in California over the weekend.
Okay.
And lo and behold, Fizz was there. The other members of B2K supposedly were there. Now, this was a clip that I saw online, but it was a clip of Fizz actually apologizing to Omarion in front of everybody.
I think it wouldn't be right if I didn't take this moment, bro, to publicly apologize to you, man. I did some f***ed up shit to my brother. Some snake ass shit. And I'm not proud of it, man. So I want to sit here humbly and sincerely apologize to you for any turmoil or dysfunction I caused between you and your family, bro.
And it was just weird seeing them on stage together because I didn't think that was going to happen. I thought that they was going to, you know, be beefing about the situation for a while. But I'm just glad that they finally came to, you know, an agreement. I'm glad that Fizz finally apologized and he realized that what he did was wrong and he should have never did it in the first place. And, you know, I guess the brothers are back together again. I guess maybe B2K might be included on this tour. I don't know.
Oh, well, sounds like they was losing out on some money. That's what it sounded like to
That's
me.
exactly what it was. But it was nice seeing them on stage together.
Yeah.
You know, especially after all the drama and the beef between them. So, yeah, I definitely didn't expect this behavior from, you know, from grown men. Yeah. But I guess, you know, women can make you do anything. Women can definitely drive a wedge between men. And to kind of like relate to that situation, I remember that when my boy Dre and I first met, we were going after the same girl. He ended up getting there first, and of course he's older than me, and this woman was older than the both of us. So she ended up choosing him, and the way he put it, and I saw everything, like I saw the relationship. We all went to college together. He was like, yo, I took a bullet for you. I took a bullet, yes, because what ended up happening was, I'm not going to put all of his business out there, but let's just say that the young lady was pretty wild, and Dre wasn't ready for that. And even after the two of them broke up, she started coming after me. And I wanted no parts of that because at that point, Dre and I were cool. We were like the best of friends. And I was like, yo, I'm not here for that. I don't want that. Yeah. I was not going to let a woman drive a wedge between me and my boy. You know what I'm saying? So I can relate to the situation between Omarion and Fizz to an extent because Fizz actually let a woman drive a wedge in between them. I couldn't do that.
First, I'm grateful that those boys did reconcile.
Right.
You know, whatever problems, because as you know, life is too short to let little things like that. Well, that might not be little.
Correct.
On them, but you know, stuff like that get in the way of, you know, a brotherhood that they, of course, they probably have. You know, B2K was a big thing.
And business too. A brotherhood and business.
And I didn't even think about that. And like, because I'm sure that Millennium Tour is, whoo.
You know, artists, they make their money off of tours. They make the majority of their bread off of tours.
Okay, yeah. That's put it into perspective.
And it's not like B2K's on the radio anymore.
Nah, they sure ain't.
So,
but, you know, people will definitely come out to them tours because they want to remember them.
Yeah.
So, okay, I am grateful that they did handle that. And then as far as your situation, you know, well, you know, I'm glad that he took that bullet for you. At the time, you didn't really realize that. But, you know, maybe that happened for a reason to, you know, look at y'all relationship now. And he saved you from some...
He did. Like I said, he's older than me. I think he was much more prepared for that situation, or much more prepared for that relationship between them two than I would have ever been.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's like looking back, hindsight, you was mad at first. And then...
I was definitely mad at first because I wanted her and I was going after her, and it was like before they were even official, she was flirting back with me and stuff like that. Like we were, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling you, she feeling me, like all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm in there like swimwear. Next thing you know, I see this dude that I can't stand skirt his way on in there, and he gets her.
Wow.
So yeah, I didn't like him before. I definitely didn't like him then.
Wow.
But it all worked out.
Yeah. Low-key was like a protection for you.
Yeah, it was.
Man. Let me ask you this. Did you use your heart, not your eyes? Or was you using your eyes?
I don't know. I was 18. I don't remember.
You definitely was using your eyes, did I could tell you that.
Yeah, I definitely will say that I was using my eyes. I remember. I was lying. I do remember the situation because, man, she was bad.
Oh, man.
Man, she was bad.
That's funny, though. But it's all learning lessons, though, man.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you're way much better now than you were back then.
Most definitely.
That's dope. Shout out to Dre, man. Shout out to Dre.
Yeah, we definitely got to get you on the show, brother.
Nah, for sure, man. I think y'all love Dre. But, you know, we're going to get into our answers of the week this week. I think we got some great, amazing responses. Thank you to all of y'all that responded to the questions that we have. I think the question of the week is most definitely going to be a segment that is going to grow and continue to grow. So
most definitely.
We love
you guys are loving it. So thank you guys so much for answering because y'all have been really great with this.
Nah, for real, man.
So before we get into the actual answers, the question was...
What's the question, B?
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why? And before we dive into your responses, we'll get into ours. So my superpower would be to be able to control electromagnetism, like Magneto. Now, for those of you guys who don't know who Magneto is, he is a character from Marvel's XMen. And the XMen are my favorite comic book team. Favorite. I love them more than the Justice League. You know, granted, X-Men is part of Marvel. Justice League is a part of DC. But I just love the X-Men. I grew up on the X-Men. You know, Wolverine is definitely one of my favorite characters. Nightcrawler's ill. Colossus. I can name a bunch of them. Bishop. But the best villain of the whole X-Men franchise to me is Magneto. And I really like the fact that he was able to control electromagnetic fields. So with being able to control electromagnetic fields, or his power essentially being electromagnetism, he can control metal. He can control force fields around his body. So let's say if he was being shot at, he can put up an electromagnetic force field and have bullets bounce off. He can use his powers to levitate himself. And I don't know, man. I think it's just like an awesome gift. I think it's an amazing power, and I would love to be able to master something like that so I can control metal. Like, that would just be awesome. Like, everything is made of metal, and in everybody's body, we have certain metals in us, especially iron in our blood. Like, I mean, metals everywhere. So that would be an awesome power I think I would love to have.
You know what? I had one, but I'm literally about to switch it up right here on the moment.
This guy.
I just thought about something.
First tell us which one that you initially thought of, and then you don't have to explain why, but then you can jump into the other one, the new one.
Okay. The first one I had was gonna be to teleport.
Okay.
I would like to teleport because I wouldn't be late nowhere. I would never be late.
That's a good one.
And I can go anywhere I wanted to go anytime I wanted to go.
No more CP time for anybody.
No
or
more.
For you anyway.
Nope. I probably would still find a way to be late. My bad, y'all. I was in Egypt just a minute ago. But nah.
What's the new one?
The new one is, I would want to always have like joy. Like I can always make joy instantly come up.
What did he say?
Cause think about it, going through this world, like you got ups and downs, right? But what if you could like always feel joy? Now joy is like everlasting. We ain't talking about just happiness. I'm talking about joy. Like you can always feel it. Cause think about it, you feel like you can, when you really have those moments where you're like just feeling it, joy, you feel like you can do anything. So for me, I think I will just always want to experience joy. I don't know. That's a good one for me. I love that one. It was different. Made a little bit thinking on that one, B.
Now, would you just want to experience joy for yourself, or would you want to make other people feel joy?
Okay, I didn't go that deep. Well, if I could, I guess experience for everybody else too. Everybody that's near me in my vicinity, they can feel the joy that I'm feeling.
Interesting.
So maybe that would change the whole environment around me. You know what? I would go to some places where they having war, and I just, joy. maybe stop all that foolishness, joy, and it wouldn't even think about it no more.
Okay, that's interesting.
Very.
Now, okay, I understand that.
See, you see a benefit in that one?
I see a benefit in that one. Now, the first one, I didn't really get it. I mean, not the teleportation, but the first time you mentioned joy, I didn't really get it. I'm like, you could already feel joy. Why do you need a superpower to feel joy?
But see, that's the thing, though. It comes and goes. I want to always be able to feel it. Sometimes think about it. If you want to feel joy right now, you kind of have to think about something, or you couldn't really feel the fullness of it. I want to be able to exuberate it every time, all the time, no matter what.
Yeah, and that's why I suggested the second one, whereas it's like if you're feeling joy, you can share it with others.
Now that's a good one. That I
other
didn't think
people
about.
feel it.
Now that's actually truly a superpower.
Yeah, that's definitely a superpower.
I agree with you on that. I think I will want that actually.
And I slick think that we should have waited for us to give our answers, because if I knew that you were going to change up your answer, that can definitely tie into our topic for this episode. But we'll get into that later. We'll definitely get into that later. We're going to go over the other responses first.
Okay. All right. So from Victoria Beauty, she said she would love to read the minds of humans. Okay,
Professor X.
That could be an interesting one. I will hope you're able to cut it on and cut it off. Because sometimes...
Oh, man. You don't want to hear everybody's thoughts. Jeez.
Who knows what you may get.
I can imagine just for women. Like, especially women, like, walking by, dudes on the street. Like, y'all automatically get catcalled. Yeah. Especially if you're good looking, right? So if you're able to hear what guys are vocally saying to you, imagine what it is that they're not saying, but they're thinking in their head that they don't want. Like, that could be very dangerous.
Lord.
Right.
We have another one from man, I don't want to mispronounce your name, but it says King Shakor. I'm probably butchering that. I apologize, man.
So sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that one. But he said he would love to be a shapeshifter because I beat anyone and could probably do a lot of things.
Okay, Mystique.
Yeah, that was a good one.
See, okay, yeah, that's my problem. Like I said, I love the XMen too much. I'm just throwing out XMen characters who have these powers.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a nerd at heart.
Yeah.
I ain't, I'm not ashamed to admit it.
So my homie Melissa, shout out to the dumb, I'm not going to say the full name, the Dumb S podcast, but you know who you are.
Yeah.
She said you have telekinesis because I'm lazy. That's what she said.
Okay, Jean Grey.
You gonna relate everybody?
Yeah, I'm gonna name every X-Men character. Let's go.
Telekinesis, most definitely. I ain't mad at you on that one, for real, yo.
To be able to move things with your mind.
Come on now.
That's lit.
Bring me that over there. I need that. I need that.
Yo, I don't feel like getting up right now. I'm too into my show. Let me get my coffee. Let me open my fridge. Let me grab my snack real quick. Ooh. Throw it in the microwave without even getting up.
That would make us really lazy.
Extremely lazy. But I feel it.
So the roll up, he said,
Shout out to the Roll Up Podcast.
nah, for real though. He said, mind control. I instantly wipe everyone of pessimism and inject the seed of optimism.
That's beautiful.
Yikes.
Also, a power of Professor X.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's deep.
it is.
All right, we got affluent mindset. They said invisibility. Now you see me, now you don't. I like that one. I like that.
That was a good one, and I can't think of an X-Men character who's invisible.
I feel like I don't know names. Of
I'm sure that there is one that can be invisible, but
okay, maybe it's not even X-Men I was thinking of.
I know one of the Fantastic Four members can go invisible.
Yeah.
That's the Invisible Woman. Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman from Fantastic Four. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that's what I was thinking of. It's okay. I know.
There you go.
It'll come back to
It'll
me
come
later.
back. Yeah.
We got Call Me Tony. He said super strength with durability. I dominate in every sport.
I like that one. Okay.
I think I joked around and told him you most definitely will get tested before each game, my brother.
Yeah, there are too many characters to name that have super strength.
Nah,
man.
for
Like,
real though.
Beast has super strength. Juggernaut, Colossus.
The Hulk.
Well, he's not an X-Men character, but yeah.
I know. You know.
I mean, if you want to just go with Marvel characters, period, there's a ton
Yeah.
who have super strength.
Nah, facts.
So
Facts. Big facts.
even Spider-Man has super strength, and he's a scrawny character.
Hey, but don't play
But
with
he
him.
can lift a car over his head. You know what I'm saying?
He got them hands, B. He got them hands, yo. I know
Talk about
Spider-
now you see me, now you don't. You quick with them hands, boy.
I'm telling you though. But yes, those were all of our answers of the week. Once again, we do appreciate y'all.
Yes,
Thank
most
y'all.
definitely. Thank you so much for taking the time out to respond
Yes.
to our Instagram story and giving us your answers.
Oh man, B, you know what time it is, right?
Yeah, I definitely know what time it is.
It's that time, man.
It is that time.
Man, this is.
And this is why I said I kind of wish that we went last, because you wanting to give the power of joy not only to yourself but to the people around you could lead into this next topic, which is the overall topic of the episode: finding your purpose.
Ooh.
It's definitely something that a lot of us need to do if we don't already have it.
Yes.
Because so many people don't know what their purpose is in life.
Yeah.
And for a while, I definitely didn't know what my purpose was in life until I believe the night that I was shot at. And I told that story in the last episode. So if you guys missed it, go back and check it out. But that night, I believe I found my purpose in life. And I was 18 when that happened. But I don't think that I spent the next few years following that to really try to find really try to live my purpose, even though I felt like I already knew what it was. But I just think that is something important that everybody should do if they don't already know what it is, or if they do know what it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead and pursue that purpose. Don't just sit on it. Don't just wait. My mentality was that it's going to come. It's going to happen. I'm going to get it. But like I said before in the previous episode, I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And the how wasn't something I was too worried about until I was approaching my 30s. And even then, I started being complacent because I ended up getting a job that was making me great money when I was selling cars. And I had to be told by the girl I was dating at the time, the young woman I was dating at the time had to tell me, listen, it's time for you to wake up. Don't be complacent at that job. You have dreams. Go live your dreams. Go do what you need to do. She was right.
Wow. Well, first off, shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
For planting that seed inside you.
Yeah, most definitely.
So that's major. But I do agree with you on that, as far as seeking your purpose. Now looking back, I think when you seek your purpose, it seeks you.
Yeah.
And I think that's major because for me, I think that's when I found mine. It got to a point in my life where when I was single by myself and I no longer cared to be in a relationship anymore, I just started to focus on my own purpose. And I just remember asking people, like just random people, like, how did you know your purpose? And it was one guy in particular, his name was Corey. I don't even know where you are now, Corey. He used to live in California, but he told me, he was just like, man, don't worry, man. He was like, you'll figure it out. You have a good head on your shoulders and you want to find it. So it's going to find you.
Yeah.
And it's dope because once I figured out my purpose, I realized I did it. I've been doing it my whole life, but I didn't know that I was doing it. So my purpose is to uplift, inspire, and encourage people. I just have an inherent gift to do that. Like I can do that 24/7, 7 days a week, every day of my life, and I don't ever have to get paid for it, and I can just do it. And that's when I realized, okay, this is something that's in me. And I realized when I was in high school, that I will always be talking to people. Like, people would always be telling me their problems or what they're going through, and I would just tell them positive things that will help them get through whatever they're getting through.
Yeah.
And now you fast forward to my adulthood when I got into mentoring. I got into like helping out kids and older people, and I realized I was still doing it. And then it clicked one day, yo, maybe this is my purpose. I'm always excited when I'm doing this. I'm happy. I love the people that I'm helping.
Right.
And it's just it's inherently in me. So I don't know. Maybe that's a way that you can find your purpose, is looking at something that you always been doing your whole life. Because that's how I found mine.
Now, you brought up a good point when you were talking about how exactly you found your purpose, how you were able to do it and you enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
And you figured out that that's what your purpose was.
Yeah.
Can you say that your purpose is something that you're passionate about, even though you didn't know it was your purpose back then?
Yes, because I always found myself listening to other people. I always found myself being a positive person, and I always wanted to help other people feel that same positiveness that I was feeling.
Right.
And when I realized that, everybody wasn't always in the positive mood that I was in, but I was always wanting to give it to people, that, hey, I'm kind of passionate about this. Because it was almost like I always had enough to give. It was never like I ran out. I just always had it. No matter how many days I did it in a row, I always had more to give.
Right.
And that to me was an indication, like, okay, this is something that's in me. It's not on me. It's in me. I can do this. And I'm passionate about it.
I can dig it.
I guess that's an interesting way to look at it. So would you say like that was something for you, like when you found your purpose? Or
I would say that it was something for me even before I found my purpose. Because I think, like I said, the night that I was shot at really opened my eyes to a lot. First and foremost, it taught me that I'm still here for a reason. I didn't die that night for a reason. Secondly, it taught me that reason that I might still be here is because maybe it's my job to help keep kids off the street so that they don't turn to gang activity, so that they don't end up being the type of person who would shoot at an innocent bystander. Like, I had no enemies. I didn't know who would pull up next to me and try to shoot me. I didn't know that person at all. Could have been like a gang hit. Could have been a case of mistaken identity. I don't know.
Yeah.
But maybe my job in life is to make sure that doesn't happen to anybody else ever again if I can help it. To make sure that these kids who are growing up being exposed to certain activity, certain lifestyle, maybe they don't go in the direction that takes them down the path of destruction, not only for themselves, but for other people.
Right.
Because that person could have taken my life that night. We wouldn't be having this podcast today. You would have met me because you met me way before that happened, but we never would have been here.
Right.
But I feel like my purpose has always been to help people, to be a guiding light on the others, and just to be able to, I don't want to steal your superpower, but to like spread joy. You know what I'm saying? To be the type of person who makes people realize like, yo, maybe the BS that I'm doing is not really what I should be doing. Maybe maybe there's another way. Like, 2 + 2 = 4, but also 3 + 1 = 4. There are more ways to get to a specific solution than just one particular way.
No, that's real.
So I feel like one of the main reasons why a lot of kids turn to gangs or gang activity is because they might not feel a sense of love or guidance coming from their family. And they want to turn to a group of people who say, yo, I'm going to look out for you. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to put clothes on your back, put food on your table, stuff like that. I'm going to put shelter over your head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm your family now. So they turn to a gang because the gang is giving them something that they never, or that they felt that they never received from anybody else.
That's true.
So maybe if I can be the type of person to provide not only shelter, but, food, fun activities, stuff for kids, like to show them like, yo, you're somebody.
Yeah.
You're meant to be somebody, like you're meant to grow into somebody amazing. You're not supposed to go down the wrong path.
Right.
Instead of walking home by yourself, if you need somebody to walk home with you because this neighborhood is dangerous, I'll walk home with you, Like, I want to be that type of person to make sure that these kids out here who don't feel loved, who don't feel like anybody cares about them, I want them to know that people do care about you. Even if I have to be the first person to start it.
Yeah.
You know, and anybody who I have with me, listen, y'all are loved. Y'all are cared for. You don't have to go down the wrong path.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel like, you know, in order to be a part of this bigger picture in society, you got to have an initiation to go take somebody out or go fight somebody. No need to do malicious and harmful things to somebody just to be part of a family.
No, it's real.
So
I think you said something real key as far as you said it was a reason that God didn't take your life that day. Like, or God didn't allow them to take your life that day. And that showed you that, hey, it's a purpose that you're here.
yeah,
So that just makes me think of, you know, for those that are in search of their purpose, you know, if you're waking up every day, clearly that has to be some form of indication like, hold on, God not done with you.
your job is not done yet.
It's
Bro.
not done. So there's a reason that you're here.
Correct.
So I think, you know, first and foremost, you got to know that, hey, you do have a purpose. Because there's some people probably don't believe that, hey, what am I here for? I'm just here to work or something. Or,
Right.
you know, I don't have a purpose. I don't have a greater reason for being here than just working, trying to get a job, survive or something. Like,
Correct.
you got to know that you do have something valuable out there that somebody's waiting on for you to give so that they can become, you know, who they need to be.
Yeah.
You know? And it's dope. It makes me think of, I have a mentor right now. And he basically, he had a whole nother life before he started mentoring. He was in jail a lot. He did some very bad things I won't get into.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and I know his story.
You know his
Yep,
story,
I
right?
know his story.
Crazy story, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, he has now changed his life around.
Did a complete 180, man. He's a different man.
Come on now. And it's like, he started a whole program that I went through as a kid.
Me too.
And it's like, he's still doing it. And now, you know, I'm mentoring in the program that, you know, we're still touching kids. And it's like, you've helped kids, like, just change in a whole nother direction. So
Yeah.
for him, he felt a sense of purpose that has impacted somebody else's life that then made them do something else to help, and so on and so forth. I think it's
Yeah.
like we all play this intricate role in helping each other get to another place in life that, you know, you got.
Because it's crazy. When I was a part of that program as a teenager, that was the first time I'd ever went on a camping trip. I had never been camping in my entire life.
Same.
Like actual camping, pitch black. You know, we had to huddle around a campfire and stuff like that.
We did.
Boy, I think that was the first time I'd ever done something like that, and the only time. I'm not meant for the wilderness,
Neither am I.
but it was a great experience, man, to say
it
the
was.
least.
It was.
But yeah, like I completely understand that, yo. Like,
Yeah.
and to everybody who's listening and watching this, man, if you're continuing to wake up every single day, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
You know, you still have something that you have to do here on this earth. Don't take it for granted.
Yep.
Live your life, sure, but make sure you're living it with a purpose.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what your purpose is yet, do what you can to try to find it. And I know that's very, very vague. That's very, very wide, but you just never know. Like something that you're passionate about could be your purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe an experience that you went through could provide you with a purpose. For example, my experience with the drive-by caused me to think of a purpose, and I feel like that truly is my purpose. I'm also passionate about meeting new people, and I've been that way for years. You know, I love meeting new people. And some people might think it's weird because a lot of people like to keep to themselves, and they don't want to be, you know, approached by anybody that they don't know, they don't trust and stuff like that. But I understand. But I like to meet new people, guys, girls, whatever. You know, I don't want people to think that I'm ever going to try to take advantage of them because I do unto others as I would have them do unto me. I'm not going to try to hurt nobody, especially if you ain't try to hurt me. Now, if you try to hurt me, I'm going to defend myself.
All right.
And if you get hurt in the process, that's your fault. But that all has to do with mindset.
Yes.
And one thing that I learned last week, listening to another podcast, a winner's mindset is a winner's mindset regardless of the arena that he is in.
That's true. That's good. So no matter the environment, if you have a winner's mindset, you got a winner's mindset.
You have a winner's mindset.
That's a gem. That's
That's a key.
That's
a key.
Jingle, 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 jingle. Yo, that's a good one. Okay.
So with all of that being
I like
said, I would say definitely change your mindset.
Yes.
Because it all starts there.
That's fact.
This is a powerful tool, ladies and gentlemen. Your mind is a powerful tool.
So powerful.
And it is definitely a bad thing to waste. Do not sit around watching reality TV all day, being on social media all day, just scrolling your life away.
Yep.
And not doing anything to impact the lives of others.
Yeah.
Right? Do something that's not only going to help you out, but be helpful to the next person.
Yep.
It starts in your mind.
It really does.
Secondly, I would like for you guys to change your vocabulary.
Please.
Stop saying words like try or I can't. Instead of try, find something that works best for you to substitute. So instead of, let's say, I'm trying to be the best podcaster in the world, I'm going to be the best podcaster in the world.
Yep.
Next to my co-host, Mike. You understand?
You already know.
Don't try, do.
And it's okay if you catch yourself mid-sentence, too. It's like, I can do this.
Right.
You know? Because sometimes, you know, we've been conditioned or it's like habitual. You know, we've been beating ourselves up so many years that we'll say these things. But over time, if you continue to say it, change your vocabulary, it'll work.
Yeah.
It really will encourage you to keep going. Because you got to speak those life words to you. You can use any of those vocabulary words at any time. Why would you waste your time telling yourself something negative?
Can't, never could, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
So take that out of your vocabulary.
Whether you can or whether you can't. Whichever one you tell yourself, you're right.
You're definitely right.
Yo, those are two major keys, B.
Definitely.
Come on now.
So I know we touched on this on a previous episode, but morning routine should definitely help you out in finding your purpose. After you change your mindset, change the way that you go about living out your day, especially as soon as you wake up. Make sure you set new goals for yourself. And once you accomplish a goal, continue to set new goals so that you can feel better about accomplishing those goals, but also so that you can continue to find something that you might be passionate about or find more things that you're passionate about. That way, your purpose might just be around the corner. You never know.
Right around the corner. It's on the way. It's been shipped to you.
Yeah.
Whatever you're seeking is seeking you.
Ooh, I like that.
Tell you.
That's the key.
Take that advice, y'all. I think that is a great place to start if you are in that place, in that gray area of what is my purpose? Or maybe you've never thought about your purpose. In this video, it inspires you, or if you're listening on, one of our major platforms.
There you go.
It's inspiring you to seek your purpose out. Hey, use this as that key or that reminder that, hey, these guys, we found it.
Yeah.
So you can too.
Most definitely.
Because I didn't know mines all the time.
Neither did I.
So
neither did I. And it's crazy that it took an experience like me being shot at to find my purpose. Not saying that I want you guys to go through the same thing to find your purpose.
Please don't.
Please don't try to get shot at. I was not trying to get shot at that night. It just happened.
Please don't.
All right. So that's all I'm going to have to say on that one. But I will say two more things before I'm done talking about purpose. If you're not where you want to be in life, focus on becoming your best self without any excuses or distractions. All right. Again, that kind of ties back into the whole vocabulary situation. Can't, never could. With that being said, I will say at this point, because I know we kind of talked about it a little earlier, maybe not when the mics were on, but you and I had a conversation about this, I think before we started recording. But with me working on my purpose and working on becoming the best version of myself right now, I chose to be single. I'm not in a relationship at the moment because I wanted to be the best version of myself. I don't think that I could really focus on being with a woman and give her my undivided attention and make her a priority in my life when I don't have all of my stuff figured out. And that's the honest truth. Yeah, I said I wanted to see what's out there. I still like to have fun, go on dating apps and talk to people, meet new people, because that's just something that I love to do. But I'm not seriously out there dating, and I make sure that I make that known. I don't want to find my wife right now because I'm still working on building myself, because I literally just found myself. I'm building my purpose, and I want to be able to be the best man that I can be for myself and for my future wife. I don't want her to get, a half-assed version of me.
Right.
I don't want her to get the version of myself that's not able to take care of her or raise a family.
Most definitely.
I want to be the best man that I was meant to be and build my kingdom and share it with my queen.
That's real.
You know, I want to be able to really be a king.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just say, yo, you should treat me as a king. You should treat me as such. And I'm like a peasant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to, like, that's not how I want to live.
It's real talk.
And then the second thing I want to say regarding that would be stop hating on other people who you feel are doing better than you. If you see somebody who's living their best life, who may already have the things that you want out of life, and they have gotten there before you, don't hate on them. Use what it is that they do. Use what it is that they may teach or that they may show you to fuel your passion, and take notes regarding what it is that you can do differently than them so that you can make it your own. Use that to let it inspire you to be great or greater than them. Don't hate on them. Be greater than them. I just thought of that. I like it though.
That was good though.
That was great.
That was a good one.
Don't hate on them. Be greater than them.
B, I got nothing after that. Like, that was it. I think that was the stamp on it right there.
There you go.
But really, look at this as the key to get to that door, to unlock it and to go be that greater version of yourself.
There you go.
That's it. Man, I hope y'all got that.
I hope so too.
This is ultimately a part of our purpose.
Yeah.
To be doing this, to be here, and to give this out to the people.
And this is something that's going to be here even after we're gone.
That's it, B.
As long as it's on YouTube servers,
Yeah.
as long as it's on Anchor servers,
Yeah.
or any of the podcast platforms that we're on,
Yeah.
or as long as somebody has the recording,
Yeah.
even long after we're gone, this is going to impact a lot of people's lives.
I think eventually we'll have like a website. Probably we'll put this on our own website.
We're definitely going to put it on our website. Yeah.
Come on now. Think
We're
about
going to have a website. Major things are coming. Major things are coming. We're just getting started.
we
bro.
speaking that into existence. Right
Yeah,
now.
it's going to happen. So anybody out there who's an ill web designer, reach out to us.
For sure.
We definitely want to get a website popping. We definitely want to do a lot of things, man. We're you know, it's all a part of the growth,
Yes.
and it's coming.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
We're able to work with what it is that we already have and make this work. Our family is growing.
Yeah. Shout out to
Everybody
the
who's
family.
watching us, everybody who's listening to us, you know, everybody who follows us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, our family is growing,
Yeah.
you know? So, yeah, the website is coming.
Yeah.
The equipment is coming.
Most definitely.
Everything that we need to really impact more lives is coming.
Yes, sir.
So,
Well, you know, putting an end on that, putting a period on that one. We want to extend our opportunity for promotions. It is still there. If you have a product, a service, or what
brand.
else? A brand, whatever it may be that you want to get it out there to the people to let them know how great it is, and be a part of our family to let them know, hey, hit us up. You can email us at residualimpactpodcast@gmail.com.
or you can DM us on IG at Residual Impact Podcast.
Yeah. Or what's another one, B?
Hit us up on Twitter at Residual Impact.
Shout out to the Twitter people, our Twitter family.
Twitter family.
But nah, B, what else? You got anything else for him, B?
Nah, man, that's it, really. Other than the question of the week.
What is your purpose, or what are you passionate about?
That's a good one.
Think about it.
We told you ours.
Yeah.
We would like to hear from you.
And even if you don't know, tell us that, because who knows? Something may come from it.
Something just might. So hit us up. You know how to reach us. And the very last thing that I want to say before we end this is while you guys are living your purpose, while you guys are focusing on your purpose and living out your passion, nobody watches you harder than the people who are going to hate on you. So give them a show.
A good show. Well, with that being said, be another great show.
Another great one.
I love it.
Episode 7.
Episode 7. Lucky number 7.
Lucky number 7.
Come on now.
So be sure to tune in next week to catch us for episode 8.
Yes.
We love you guys,
Yes, we do.
and we can't wait to be back for another one.
But we can't leave without saying where you are today is a residual outcome of the thoughts you had in the past.
Keys.
Come on now. Jingle, jingle, jingle.
We love y'all. We'll catch y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.